Hey y'all, it's Diane with Shawcraft One and my old barn door. And sorry, I'm shaking the camera. I'm coming to do a tutorial today that has been requested. And somebody asked me to show how I make these little embellishments, is the only thing I can think of to call them. So I'm just going to do a quick tutorial to show you how to make these embellishments. Very simple, very easy. She saw it in one of my books, and I'm really sorry about the camera shake. Every time I touch this table, it moves. So I'm trying to be very still. But anyway, she saw it in this book and asked me if I would do a tutorial on it. So I'm just going to do a real quick tutorial. Basically, you make these out of your scraps. And so I have a little box of scraps here, and then I also have a tray of like a bigger size scraps. So I think that's actually the same paper, but I don't think it's going to be big enough, so we'll just get a little creative. So basically you're going to start with a big circle. And I have this little tub here that has circles and different shapes punched out. So let's see. Oh, well, there's one. We'll just use that one. And the reason I grabbed these from here is because I made a bunch of these, and I don't have a punch that size. I did those on my Cricut, so I didn't want to have to go back to the Cricut. So then you're just going to take an old book. This is one that I don't even know where it came from, but anyway, so I'm just going to take an old book page, and then I have a 2-inch scallop punch. So I'm just going to go in here, punch the scallop, and I'm going to trim that off a little bit because it's not going to get me into the page as far as I want to be into the page. So I'm just going to trim the edge off here. Okay, let's try this again. So we're just going to go up into the page and punch our scallop. And then we're going to just use the same page, and we're going to go in. This is a 1.5-inch circle. So I'm just going to punch one of those. Get those out of the way. And then we're just going to take a little bit of ink. This is ground espresso. So I'm just going to take a little bit of ink and go around the edges of my book pages. Nothing big. Hope I'm not shaking the camera too bad. I'm trying not to. Now, if you want your book pages to be a little thicker, you could glue 2 pages together and then punch your shapes out. But for the sake of this video, I didn't have time to do the whole gluing 2 pages together, but sometimes that does help. The one I have in the book there that she saw, it's not double pages, so it's just single pages. Alright, so once you get your edges, then you're basically just going to stack. Now, I want a little piece of some kind of trim or something, and I just have a drawer that has, and I'm not pulling the drawer out because it won't even fit under the camera because it's that big. Don't tell anybody. So I just use like a little piece of lace or something and go across it. Grab some glue. So I'm just going to glue a line across. And then we'll just stick him down. Try not to shake the camera. Okay, and then we will we'll grab some more glue and just put some in the middle. And then just center it up and glue it down. Okay. Sorry if it's shaking. I'm so sorry. Okay, and then we just take this one, and I kind of like to offset the words. I don't like them going straight up and down. I mean, because the focus is not for you to read what's, you know, read the words on it. The focus is just the embellishment. So I'll usually kind of, you know, turn the words a different direction than the ones on the layer below it. And if we want to get fun, I know this is not in this embellishment, but I think I want to add some eyelash trim. So let me just grab some. So then I think I just want to put, I'm just playing here, guys, so, and that's the fun of it. You just get to play. Just take a little dab of glue, put it in the middle, and then just sit your eyelash trim down in there. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing has to be perfect. Because if it did, I wouldn't be crafting, because I'm totally not perfect. I'm actually a little weird and wonky and imperfect, and that's okay. Okay, so then we're going to turn this piece over, and we're just going to put some glue on it. And be careful, because you will burn yourself with this, because it's such a thin piece of paper. And then we're just going to sit that right on top of the eyelash trim. Just like that. And of course, it's not perfect, but it'll be okay. So then, I have this little tub of buttons here. So let's pick a button and see what we like. Kind of like that one. Maybe. Let me see what else we have. Bear with me, guys. I'm just kind of very relaxed today, actually. I'm not in a hurry for anything. But I will try to hurry for this video, because I know you guys don't want to sit here and watch me for 2 hours pick a button. Kind of like this one. Kind of want a darker button, but I could use pink because we have pink in the background, but I don't want it to be too big. I think maybe that's too big, and I don't think I have a smaller pink one. Okay, come on, Diana, let's find a button. Oh, there's one. Where'd he go? I think he's too little. Almost there. Okay, I like him. All right. So now we found a button. We can grab some twine. Grab my twine. And it looks like I'm out of the light pink twine, but I do have some of this twine, so we'll go with it. So you're just going to take a piece of twine, weave it in. Sorry, I'm trying to hold where you guys can see, but I'm sure you know how to weave a piece of twine into a button. Okay, and then just weave it back through. Okay, there. Okay, so now that we have that through the button, Then we're just going to take our glue, put a little glue on the back of the button, being very careful not to burn Precious' fingers. And then he's just going to sit right down in the middle. Just like that. Now in a minute, if we think that our strings are too long, we can cut those. Okay, and then I just take a scrap piece of paper and just trim it for however long I want my tails to be. This is not perfect, nor is it going to be perfect. So I'm just trimming this in half, and that way I can have two tails. And then I'm just going to put them together, come down here and snip in the middle, and then make my little tails by going from corner to middle. Okay, let me get that out of the way. Move the twine out of the way. Alright, so now we have two tails, and then we want two solid pink tails. Let me see if I have a solid pink piece. Oh, I do. Well, okay. So we're just going to take the solid pink piece, and we're going to make two tails from that, just like we did the other ones. Going from the edge to the middle, edge to the middle, and again, nothing has to be perfect, because I mean, honestly, I don't like perfect. I like for things to look very imperfect. Okay, so now what I normally do is I'll just kind of stack these tails. Let's see. I like the way that flower shows. So I'm just going to kind of stack these tails, kind of like cattywonker, if you if you know what cattywonker is. Just, you know, in random ways, I guess is what I'm looking for here. and then I usually just take my stapler, which, where is my stapler? So I just take my stapler and just staple these all together, just like that. And then I turn this over and put a little glue here. And I'm going to put my tails on, just like that. So then, let me see if I can twist that just a little bit. So there you have the finished embellishment. And like I say, you can trim these tails off if you like, or you can leave them long. It's basically personal preference. But, I mean, there's not a lot of cutting. You're basically just taking your scraps. I mean, this is scrap. You know, all of this is scrap. The only thing that, I mean, you can punch these circles out of scrap, and they don't have to be book page. They can be, you know, any kind of scrapbook paper. I could punch it out of, you know, this scrapbook paper, or any of these little scraps that I have in this box, you know, that are big enough to punch that circle in. You can punch your circles. That one would be cool to do. I really like, ooh, and I kind of like those together, or those together. So see, that would make a really, well, let's just make one. How long has my video gone so far? I don't want to make a 2-hour long video. Well, I've gone almost 15 minutes. So anyway, this is the embellishment that she asked for me to make and do a tutorial on. I hope you guys like it. If you like it, hit the like button. If you're not yet a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe. Show me some love. And thanks for watching, you guys. Y'all have a great day.